Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, a Star Wars role-playing podcast, Season 2, Episode 9, A Fault in Operation. I'm your host, and why do I always fall for these Jedi mind tricks? Ito Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew, featuring the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. It is time to thank our Blasterheads of the Week, Liz Beatty, Chris Canfield, and Pineapple. At this level, Liz, Chris, and Pineapple get access to our exclusive Patreon feed to listen to our episodes days early. Thank you, patrons. To be our next Blasterhead or Nerfhead of the week, be sure to subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. We had such a great time at our first open demo of the Star Wars role-playing system over at Rogue Games in Baton Rouge that we're working on planning even more events at other locations. To keep up with dates with our new events and upcoming projects, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. So, make sure you have your Star flash drives ready, because it's time to get back to the crew of the Atheon, as S4M is making a deal to get onto the Vigil for some information gathering.
Open. Morph Sposek's intelligence log. After a battle with the Resistance, the First Order must repair extensive damage to the Star Destroyer Vigil. In their weakened state, the New Republic Defense Force has sent a small team of agents to infiltrate the repair crews at the Getz Constructor Station. Critical to their plan is S4M3L, who, posing as a commandeered repair droid, has made contact with a crew chief, claiming to be an agent of the Senate. Close intelligence log.
I put it in the last episode.
Yeah, I saw that. Or rather, I heard it.
First time you've ever done that. We do that every week.
Well, you guys always do it for the outro. We don't usually do it for the intro, so I kept it as the intro. So, we return to the crew of the Atheon and them doing their favorite thing, espionage. Yay!
Yay!
Okay, let's figure out where everyone was. Brandon, I believe you're still... Sorry, Remy, I believe you're still on the ship, right? With you stashed all the credits. You found a short-range locator in the credit box. What you've just been chilling, right?
Yeah.
Bobby just got done having a grizzled conversation with a mechanic by the name of Clark Strax, I believe?
I do not remember, so yes.
Yeah, and he was telling you kind of a hardship story and how that the engineering crew doesn't think much of the mercs because they're swimming in cash and these people just all got taken over. Right? Mm-hmm. Was there anything else?
I think I was just hanging out with that guy still.
Yeah. He didn't have a whole bunch of plot. He had a whole bunch of scenery, but not a lot of plot in him. And S4 was interacting with Leto Angwar, a Rodian crew chief? Is that the term?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if I gave him a thing, but crew chief. He had a gold card. You noticed that they were acting a little squirrely. You got a little farther up. You kind of intercepted a bit. He was sending some coded messages. You guys had a very interesting conversation, which ended in you agreeing that you could make the ship leave within how long?
Sooner than it was supposed to. I believe, the end result of our discussion.
Is it like a week or it's like 10 days, right?
Well,
the scheduled leave?
I don't think he said a time specifically. He just wanted it to be. He just wanted it to leave before it was complete.
Okay,
right.
He wanted it to be incomplete before it left.
And was there a quid pro quo? You were asking. Did you ask for help?
Yes, I asked for help, and I wanted to know what he was actually trying to accomplish, because if we both understood what we were trying to accomplish, and I believe I explained what I was there to do, and he explained, at least ostensibly, what he was there to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
And then we agreed not to ask too many more questions beyond that. He claims to be working for what's left of the Senate Intelligence Force, and I claim to be working for what's left of the New Republic Defense Force. I'm sure that's how he thinks of it anyway.
I think the way he phrased it is that he works for the Senate. Yeah, he works for the Senate.
Right.
Yeah.
And S4M's internal dialogue is, you mean what's left of the Senate?
Yeah. I think the quid pro quo was that because you said you needed to get to the computers, you needed to get to the databanks.
Yeah, I needed to access the databanks of this ship to find out useful information, and then he needed help making sure the ship left before it was done.
Well, not help. You essentially said you could do that.
Yes.
So So I think he is letting you get to the computer terminals.
Yes, he told the people that I needed maintenance.
Yes.
And that he was going to take me for maintenance, and that's where we left it.
Okay. Who should we start with? I believe Remy had the least recent scene. So all this is mostly going on at the same time. So yeah, Remy, you've stashed credits all around the place. Yep. You've left some in the box, and then you specifically said you not very well hid the box itself on the ship.
Right.
So it wasn't super well hidden, but at the same time it didn't look like you were leaving it out in the open.
Right.
What would you like to do?
Oh, man. At this point, I think Remy is just trusting S4 to do his thing, and he realizes that in espionage there's a lot of sitting and waiting. And so that's kind of what he's doing.
Okay.
And he doesn't really want to leave this ship just like completely with no one on it either. So
it's like you're paranoid that your ship's going to get stolen, or
well, there's just like a lot of people around.
Yeah. Well, you can communicate with everybody. So us going back to Remy could be Remy reaching out to everyone, because you guys all have kind of splintered information. And at this point, Kamaya doesn't even know how much money was got. She doesn't even know if the pickup went well. And you can always communicate with S4. S4 can always, S4 has a comm in his head.
Okay, so by communicating with him, I won't give him away.
No.
Okay, does Remy know that? Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, comms are weird. There's so many bands of frequencies. Unless they're trying to make sure that no comm signals are happening, then they could tell that it's going on somewhere, but they're not radio silent.
No, they probably couldn't be, considering they have to be able to be working. And there's thousands, I'm sure, of signals bouncing around a station this big.
Okay.
And I don't actually need to speak out loud to talk to the communications device.
Yes, that's a good point. Quick question. I think I could not remember at the end of the episode if he let you go on by yourself.
No, we were walking away together as of the last scene. Okay. I remember.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I'll.
As you're flipping through your Dejark book that S4 got you,
I can just relay that information to Kamaya and S4.
I believe the number was 40,000 credits. Is that correct?
Was it 40? I don't remember. Wait, no, I'm sure I made a note. Hold on. Yes, 40,000 credits total. Yeah, I guess I'll call Kamaya first on the comms.
Beep beep.
Yeah? What's up?
Hey Kamaya, this is Remy. Just wanted to let you know I picked up the credits.
Nothing weird happened?
I couldn't really find out much, but I did take them back to the ship. Interestingly enough, there's a short-range locator in each of the boxes that they're dispensing the credits with.
You don't say.
It could be useful. You find out anything else?
She kind of gets up from where she's sitting for a second.
Clark is like,
folk here ain't too happy about First Order being around. I'm sure there's some mercs that are real happy to get that kind of money, but maintenance folks, not so much. Could be useful to know.
Any word from S4?
I ain't heard from him.
Alright.
He's alright?
Yeah, I'm gonna check in. If you need anything, I'll be at the Atheon.
You can conference him in. I want to hear what's going on, too.
Alright, hold on a second.
Remy, you know how to do the... You know how to do the conference call. No, it's the blue one.
Turn the dial first.
There's one button on a comm beat, and it's giant and red.
You don't turn the dial. No, that's the volume. The dial is the volume. Here, look. Just, you want me to do it?
Yes, Captain!
Mop. S4, it's Remy and Kamaya.
Yes?
We haven't really been able to find out a whole lot on this end. Anything useful you've been able to find out?
I suppose that depends on your definition of useful, Captain. So, I have made contact with an agent who claims to be working for the Senate.
Whoa, what?
Yes. They wish the ship, this Star Destroyer, to leave before it is repaired. That is his objective here.
But the Senate is gone.
That's why I said claims. I don't quite believe him. But that is not necessary.
It's possible there were people who weren't in the system when that attack happened. Maybe it's true.
It could be, but it seemed prudent not to believe him entirely.
That's a good point.
I mean, regardless, getting the ship to leave while it's not complete repairs, that sounds good, but how do we do that?
Well, I have a couple thoughts on this, Captain. And Kamaya. If you could signal the New Republic Defense Force to pretend to attack them, that would make them leave with utmost haste. We could also make it look like they were about to attack.
Alright.
I am being granted access to the databanks of this ship, so that we may complete our objective here as well. I don't think we need the ship to be here, and I have been installing the... Crap, what are they called?
Nanocurrent relay conduits.
I have been...
MacGuffins.
MacGuffins.
I have been installing the nanocurrent relay conduits, Captain. I believe I have even included one of the ones that I have tampered with.
Excellent. Keep up the good work, S4. Let us know if you need anything. I'll be working on...
I will be certain to let you know when the whole thing goes pear-shaped.
Oh, I'll be thinking of how we could help you out on this end as well.
That would be most beneficial, Captain.
Remy.
Yeah.
I can't get back to the ship now. You want to come and swipe me?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I'll see you in a minute.
Click.
You just said click. You gotta press the button.
It is the red one, Captain.
Okay, I think he hung up.
How are you doing, Kamaya?
I'm here.
Where is here?
Makeshift cantina. That's where I am.
Ah, you are consuming alcohol?
Yes.
That is the thing we do in cantinas, yes?
Yeah, typically. There's a lot of things you can do, but that's the kind of the main one. Well, keep us up to date. Let me know if you find anything about the marathon.
Marathon. Got it.
Alright, thanks. And she'll hang up.
S4 goes back to looping Star Rooster's music in his head.
The sound of the universe. Yeah. So, should we go back to, should we go stay with S4? Or does Kamai have anything she wants to do?
Meanwhile, at the cantina.
I don't know. She just has this one person that she was talking to. She might try to go exchange comms with him in case.
Yeah, sure.
That could be useful later.
Yeah,
so.
you get Clark's comm information.
Yep, it was nice meeting him, and then she goes to go meet Remy so that she can get back into the ship hangar.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'll go get her. I'll go. Like, there's no how do we secure the ship? Like, is there a lock button or something?
You got a boot.
Okay, I'll do that. Oh wait, no, not the boot.
You boot.
I can't do the boot. Yeah.
You click your keys and it beeps and you go.
It just seems weird to leave something like that and just not lock it. But
yep,
I mean, I guess they don't do that in
ship
Star Wars.
locks, right?
You don't ever see them really doing that, you know?
As you could close the door, you know.
Yeah, there's a computer lock. You know, you guys can always upgrade it later. I think a lot of times in the shows and stuff, they leave somebody on the ship, so when something goes wrong, they call back. Or they leave a droid or something. But you guys are only 3 characters, so
yeah.
You can,
okay.
You know what you do? You can leave you can leave Imp on the command console, and if something goes wrong, just he plays Dejark with him.
Yeah, no, I'll close it and I'll use the computer lock or whatever.
Yep. So you go over to the checkpoint, and yeah, you can boop Kamaya through. It's not the weirdest thing. They don't freak out about it or anything. They understand that a lot of these, the captain of a ship and first mate and all that kind of stuff, they'll float kind of independently, but they understand that you need to boop them in separately.
Mm-hmm. We weren't given enough key cards.
Yeah. Are all the credits on the boat?
I'll carry the box with me.
Ooh. Okay.
But you stashed a bunch of it around the
almost
ship,
all
right?
of it, 90% of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's camera whip over to S4. He's been walking along with Leto the entire time. The conversation happened. It was completely internal. Maybe if Leto listened really carefully, he might have heard a as the music came back on in your head.
He listens to it on internal volume settings 11. So
you're walking through corridors. His cover story was that he was taking you to the
maintenance bay.
Yeah, to get to make sure that because you had melted off your
restraining bolt.
Yes,
and I switched out the restraining bolt to look more damaged.
Yeah. So he gets to. You can see down the hallway the maintenance access or the entrance to the maintenance bay.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you and he's like, "So, how long do you need?"
I'd say an hour to be certain.
Hey, let's roll Force and Destiny dice things.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
That's a bad sign that is the time when you wanted to roll Destiny dice. He's about to spend a die.
1 dark side.
1 dark side.
2 light side.
Oh, no. I got 2 light side.
What'd I tell you?
So the total is 2 dark side and I believe 4 light side.
Nice.
Which I use a dark side point, and
Yes, you do.
and Leto looks at you and he's like, "The most I can give you is 30 minutes."
Then that will have to do.
All right. He reaches into his pocket. Well, actually, you just switched it out for a restraining bolt that you had, right? So you still have one that looks okay.
I still have one that looks perfect, yes.
Okay. He's like, all right, meet me back here, 30 minutes. I'll make sure that the paperwork shows that you got some maintenance done, and we'll return back to the crew, back to the work crew.
Excellent. Then I can help you with your project.
All right.
And I start walking towards the computer bays.
And he enters the engineering bay. So, you have mostly unfettered access into the Star Destroyer?
Okay.
So right where you are right now, you're going to have to go down one of these walkways to re-access the ship.
Okay.
But yeah.
Then I will take the turbo lift down.
Okay. Boo, 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 boo. You find yourself on one of the main levels of the Star Destroyer. Where do you head?
Do I have a schematic of the ship?
You have schematics of Star
From
Destroyers.
the briefing?
Yeah.
So I will be heading towards, I don't know, data processing or data entry or data banks. I'm looking for, archives.
He's looking for something with the word data on the schematic.
And I meet this android instead.
Is there a skill to make sure that you go to the right place? Like your maps of, so these are first order ones, so they're a little bit wibblier from all the information that the
there's education, there's lore, there's core worlds. Oh, I have Old Republic as a knowledge. That seems incredibly relevant.
I always think investigation's a thing, isn't it? And it's not a thing.
It is not in this game.
That boggles on mine still.
Perception?
Yeah, give me perception.
Perception?
Give me perception.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 1 and a black.
May I have a blue die for having a schematic to follow?
Yes.
3 successes and a threat.
Okay. You start making your way up to the command deck area. Your Star Destroyers have that jutting nubbin. So you get up to that floor that's all command deck. You start to pass quite a bit of troopers. There weren't a lot of troopers in the area where you were doing repairs, which was just this damaged side panel.
Right, but now I'm near the command bridge. So
yeah, so the first few patrols of troopers pretty much ignore you. But then you start getting closer and closer to the actual command area. So there's the actual full-on bridge, and then there is the main computer control you could go towards. The difference is that if you go towards the better target is obviously the bridge, because all the stuff has been collated and you can easily look it up, and if you're like, if you find a lead, you can immediately follow that lead to get more information. If you go to the data terminals, you're mostly going to be sifting through tons of uncollated information.
Right.
The difference is that you're probably going to have to do some social or other kind of checks when you get up to the bridge, or punch some people. I don't know.
Yes, I will try approaching the bridge.
Okay.
I will walk up like I belong there.
Okay. There are 2 troopers, and the door does not open up immediately.
I stop in front of the door.
Okay. What's your business, droid?
I am here to run maintenance on data processing software.
One trooper looks at the other trooper, and you can almost hear one eyebrow raise. Didn't know there was any problem with the... What'd you say? Data processing?
I am here to run maintenance on data processing software.
I didn't know there was any problems with the data processing.
I am here to run maintenance on data processing software, and I point at the restraining bolt.
All right, give me a deception.
Would you like me to make him a deception check?
Yeah, give me a deception.
To be fair, this exact thing worked for him before. Very well.
If it ain't broke, so difficulty, please.
So now, because there's 2 troopers, they increase one of the difficulties. So now it's a purple and a red.
Purple and a red. Okay.
Purple and a
red. May I have a blue die for the restraining bolt?
Ooh, yes. Yes, you can have a single blue die. Because reds are tough.
Boop.
You could spend a light side point.
Oh. Just a triumph.
Oh, no success. Wait,
no successes.
No success, just a triumph. Okay, let's see. Dagnabbit. Alright, so...
Hey, you wanted me to roll the dice.
Yeah.
So, which means they don't want to let him in.
No, they're definitely not going to let me in.
Alright, droid. So, he looks at you. Well, his helmet turns.
His helmet pivots at me.
An implied sightline goes, alright, droid. I have to call this in. Hold on. Because they don't need to speak out loud, even though they do sometimes. He comes back to you and he's like, alright, I talked to my superiors. I can't let you onto the bridge, but my lieutenant in his quarters just 1 level down. He can talk to you personally if there's supposed to have been any kind of maintenance happening. You have clearance to go down there and talk to him personally.
I turn and start walking in the direction he suggested.
Okay, as you're walking away, he gives you a room number.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
So you're on the command deck, which means that there are some personnel quarters in this closer area, and essentially there's a person who's in charge of the current troopers that are on guard.
Right, security detail.
Yeah. So you're able to go down and find your way to this person's quarters.
Then I will knock on the door. Clang, clang, clang.
Oh. Come in.
I try to open the door. Let me open it.
Shh.
Shh. Very satisfying. Yeah. I step inside. I am here to run maintenance on data processing software.
I wasn't aware of any problems. Droid, who put you on this particular assignment?
I am here to run maintenance on data processing software. And I point at the restraining bolt again. May I make another deception check?
Spend a light side.
Yeah, I will this time, yeah.
Okay, so you had an officer in front of you who's already not happy because he was napping.
Yes.
So this is going to be 2 red and a black.
2 red and a black. And may I still have the blue die for the restraining bolt?
Yeah.
Alright, and I will use a light side. So then that turns a green into a yellow, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so we are exactly even on our die rolls.
Ooh.
Wow.
2 failures and 3 advantages.
Okay.
Alright, so he does not let me do this.
Droid, are you unable to tell me who put you on this particular assignment?
Correct.
You see him, like, he gets up and he straightens himself, and you see him start to go over to his desk that he has, and you see him pull from it a diagnostic tool with a data spike, and starts motioning toward, like, moving over. He's trying to walk around your side.
I'll let him.
All right. He jams a data spike into your neckle region, your droid neck region, and you sense that a hack is trying to be initiated onto your person.
Oh yeah, I'd like to flood this with as much older public data as I can get my hands on, proverbially speaking.
Advantages. So he doesn't believe you, so he's doing this. Advantages.
Yes.
You see
3 advantages.
3 advantages. Advantage 1, his communicator is by his bed. Advantage 2, the halls in this general area have been almost completely empty, and you can figure out a 3rd one if you want.
I could figure out a 3rd one if I... he didn't pick up his data cylinders. They're still by his bed.
Okay. Deal. All right. So, it's going to try and computer at you.
Okay, I will computer counter.
So we are going to have a contested computer which means
off.
You still roll it. So this is an Imperial diagnostic tool that is trying to get deep into your coding. It's not the same as wiping a droid's system, but it is very aggressive. So, let's see. So it doesn't have any blue dice, which means it doesn't have any black die. But what it is that it's hard with a red. So it's 1 red, 2 purples.
Alrighty then. And no blue dice for me, or black dice for them, correct?
Unless any of your skills give you on
no specials here.
Okay. Yep.
Boop.
Wow.
4 successes and 1 threat.
Okay. So tell me what it does.
So he data spikes in, but he's tapped into, I guess, some of the systems that are much, much older and have not been updated yet. So the data spike doesn't know what to do. Because this, he's trying to hack me with an iPhone, and I have nanotubes. So I will just go ahead and dump as much Old Republic data into that spike as it cares to suck up. I'm feeding it information, but I think the threat might be he realizes I'm so out of date that this might not be effective. Nah, that might be too much for only 1 threat. What would be a good threat?
I mean,
it could just give you a strain.
That'd be fine with that. This is uncomfortable.
All right, take
to say the least.
Take 2 strain. 2 strain.
Okay, I will take 2 strain.
Okay. This is very peculiar. As he tries to removes the data spike. I'm going to have to call for maintenance. So,
would you like me to return to maintenance?
I think it's better that I go with you, actually.
Very well.
And I guess he starts putting on his stuff.
Okay.
And he starts walking out with you.
Okay.
He would take you not to the engineer, not to the station's repair bay.
Ah, crap. That was what I was hoping.
Oh, because he wouldn't, because that's a civilian place. So yeah, he would start. So you might think that until you get to the lifts, and that he would use his cylinder to
access more of the ship.
To access more of the ship and go towards their engineering.
I might have to kill this guy. And make it look like a horrible accident.
So yeah, if you're okay with that, that realization may not dawn on you until he enters his code cylinder. Or do you want to become aware of that before that?
At this point, I'm going to continue to follow him because that's what I'm ostensibly supposed to do. Are we in a hall? I'm assuming we're still in a patrolled hall.
Well, it depends on what point. So you're in just his room that is closed, and then he kind of says this, and then you agree. And then the next thing would be going through... The first bit of hall would not be patrolled.
Right.
And then may not even be patrolled until you get to a turbo lift. And then once you're in a lift, the lift would take you down to engineering, which would be patrolled.
Does the lift have cameras? Have I spotted cameras?
I have... Do they? I feel like there was a shot in Jedi where he could see the lift coming up with Luke and Vader. But maybe I'm wrong. You know what? This is First Order. They have cameras.
I do not remember.
Yeah, okay.
They have these fancy things called video cameras.
Yes, way in the future.
Yes.
You could do a comms thing and jam the cameras.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I could actually kill this guy quickly enough.
He ran into my vibro knife 10 times.
He ran into my vibro knife 10 times. That's right.
Alright, do you so...
Yeah, let's not escalate too badly.
Okay.
So, I'm going to follow him into the turbo lift.
Alright, turbo lift goes in. He He puts his code cylinder in there and starts going towards the engineering level of the Star Destroyer, which is
good engineering,
which is towards the heart of the Star Destroyer.
Okay.
You down for a while, and the doors open with everybody a satisfying ding. And you do see troopers every once in a while go through the halls, and you go into this pretty wide hangar. It's not like a lot of the other engineering, especially for the New Republic, where it's, maybe some engines, mostly droids, stuff like that. This is a massive area, and you see them, a lot of different, you even see parts of TIEs, you see larger equipment, you see computer terminals, all being worked on at the same time. These are, and you do not see the engineering staff from the station in here. These kind of things are just sensitive enough that, and they're not mission critical to get the Star Destroyer moving again, that they are not allowing the other the engineering crew from the station to work on it. It's all internal engineers.
Right. Okay. This is too important.
Yeah. So yeah, he starts going with you, and he stops in front of one of the engineers. This droid seems to be very faulty. I need him to be completely operational and report back to me within the hour. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. And he passes you off to the next person.
Okay.
Leads you off to a corner of the engineering bay that seems more geared towards droids, and there is a big, scary kind of dentist chair with no padding. And droid, please sit down.
Yeah, why would there be padding?
And as he takes you there, you go, this looks rather uncomfortable.
Okay, so
Why is there no padding on this chair?
I'll sit down in the chair and start bringing up data. Let's see. I am a medical droid, and I've been seconded to engineering for some reason. So I'm trying to, let's see, I'm going to explain that I require extensive repair to return to factory specifications. As soon as he starts diagnosing the problems, because I'm assuming that's what he's going to do.
Yes, yeah. You're essentially going to get hooked into a bigger version with some Iron Man-esque armatures to come at you towards.
I'm going to try to fool the system into explaining to him, the diagnostician, that my software is up to date, but I am missing hardware to do my job.
Okay.
I would love for you to get the First Order to upgrade you.
Me. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to trick them into doing. Yes. Yes, I am supposed to have been sent to the medical bay, very clearly.
Okay. So, you're going to have another...
Computers check?
Another, yeah, you're going to have to mind fight another computer.
Sure.
So this one is more robust.
Yeah, it's not a spike.
No. This is going to be 3 purple and 1 red and a black.
Wow. Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use 1.
Okay. So this is pretty crazy hard.
Yeah.
Like, this is already daunting, I believe. And then there's a little bit of skill in there, and there's also a black die. So,
may I argue here for a blue die, because I don't imagine the diagnostic software is designed to deal with the fact that that the droid is lying to it. Like, that's not a problem that's usually dealt with by diagnosticians. Mm-hmm. They just think I'm malfunctioning. They don't think I'm lying to them.
It's probably also not used to the fact that you are a very old droid.
Yeah, this is
it's
again
not used to
software.
This hardware.
Yeah.
You can get a blue die.
Okay. Cool.
Do you have any further arguments, droid?
Not at this time.
All right. Yep. So it's what?
Whoa.
What is that? Oh, okay. So
that is a despair.
That is a success, 2 advantages, a triumph, and a despair?
Yes.
You can have that?
Yes.
Yep.
Apparently.
Okay.
Triumph and despair are the only things that do not cancel out.
So
Good
for the
luck.
listeners, if you haven't played this game a lot, he succeeded. He got a few. He succeeded pretty well.
I critically succeeded, but
There's also a critical failure on the board. That's not a failure. It's just a critical. Oh no.
and 2 advantages.
And 2 advantages. Okay.
Great.
All right. You tell me all the good, and I'll while you're talking, I'll think of bad.
All right, so I succeed. I trick the software into thinking that I just need to be upgraded back to my original function. 2 advantages. Oh, no, and a triumph. They give me a piece of hardware, but negative triumph, it's not the piece of hardware that I wanted.
I got the negative triumph. I've got that one. So yeah, you get an upgrade. You get an iPhone upgrade part of you.
Advantages, they send me back to where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or where they think I'm supposed to be. So am I supposed to be in medical?
Well, so you succeed. The advantages can be that when you're done with this, they'll send you where you want to. You've told it where it should send you. And the triumph is you'll get the piece of gear from them.
Okay, so which piece of gear am I getting then?
It's a good question.
I'm a cyber surgeon. Can I have my cyber suite back?
Yeah, sure.
Can I have a new cyber suite?
Ooh. So they don't. So you could have a thing that gives you a bonus to it, but it won't be the same thing that you had because they don't do cybernetics.
No, they don't really do cybernetics. Yeah. Okay, so some sort of improved surgical suite. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you send me to where I'm supposed to be, and then you hit me with the despair.
You know what? I think maybe you don't know what the negative
the despair is.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So
nothing overt seems to have happened.
Oh, that's even worse.
So you're just like, this has gone really well.
This has gone surprisingly well.
I'm getting a new thing.
All right, droid, come with me. He goes. He takes you over to. They install the medical suite. It mostly is an implant that goes into your shoulder and takes up a small part of your chest cavity. Okay. And you actually do get a. If you want it to be an eye, they'll give you an eye.
Yeah, So I'll have my third eye back.
Yeah, and it'll mostly pick up vitals.
Yeah.
It won't be able to scan the same way yours did, but so I will say it gives you a bonus. Whenever you do it next time, we'll figure out what the actual bonus is. But it gives you a bonus to do medicine and stuff like that, and you can use it in silly ways if you want. Yeah. And after you're done with that, he'll lead you back towards the mouth of the thing. All right, droid, and he does a few calibrations on you and everything like that. To the best of my ability, I believe you are fit to return to the officer.
Thank you.
And he walks away. You have consumed about half of your time.
Okay. I will return to the officer then.
Oh gosh. Okay, you return to the officer.
I am now fit for medical duties.
They gave you temporary
access.
Access to, so you don't need the code cylinder to go back up to him.
Okay.
And you clang, 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 clang.
Yeah, I'm not very quiet.
Enter.
Sorry. I am now fit to return to medical duties.
Droid, wasn't your task to repair a fault in the bridge?
This seems to have been a misunderstanding with my programming. It has now been repaired.
Okay.
I am now fit to return to medical duties.
So I'm gonna need a deception
check.
Because you're not a first order droid.
Nope.
Like you tricked them down there, and they don't ask questions.
No, but an officer showed up and said, "Do this," and so they did.
Yeah.
Difficulty?
Oh, it was the same. It was like 1 red and 2 purple.
Any blue or black dice?
I
have my new upgraded shiny medical thingy. I look like I'm back to medical services.
Yeah, you could take it. You know what? Sure, you get a blue die. You could get the job done. He doesn't. Yeah.
Boop. Oh, god damn it.
What? All right, so you got a...
I did not succeed. I got an advantage and a despair.
Despair.
That is the worst.
I think you're gonna have to kill this guy.
I think I'm gonna have to kill this guy, yeah.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any of our big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes, and visit our Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast from Morality Plays. Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin MacLeod, sound effects by Tristan Longren, Bendis, and Akmov. And of course, I'd like to thank my amazing players. Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Gerald playing S4M3L, and Bobby playing Kamaya Saris. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners. And we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.